Who are these people who effortlessly seem to shape the atmosphere around them? Have you ever wondered why some souls seem to carry an invisible power that both attracts and repels at the same time? These people are the chosen ones, beings who, through their magnetic and deep essence, capture the attention of everyone, even if silently. The intensity of their presence is not limited to what is seen. It's as if, in a single moment, their energy reveals deeper layers of existence, creating a silent connection with the environment. But this same force that magnetizes also separates them, creating an invisible barrier, a fine line between being admired and being isolated. So today, we'll explore this duality and better understand this force that makes the chosen ones felt, even before they are understood. At the same time, this force that attracts is the same one that can distance them, creating a solitary journey marked by a constant search for understanding and belonging. But why does this magnitude of energy often result in loneliness? We'll explore this paradox, carrying such a powerful presence that, instead of bringing people closer, it can push them away. And in exploring the impact of this energy, we may even find a piece of that essence within ourselves. Because in the end, we have all experienced this duality, being seen but not understood, being powerful but alone. When one of these people, the chosen ones, enters a space, something changes instantly. It's an almost imperceptible transformation, but at the same time, impossible to ignore. Without saying a word, their presence carries such an intense force that it affects the environment like a silent wave of energy. Conversations slow down, eyes are drawn to them, and even the emotional temperature of the room seems to shift. But what's really happening? How does this force act without being announced? This presence is much more than charisma. It's an energy that vibrates at a different frequency, deeper and more authentic. And it is this depth that truly impacts those around them. It's not something you can see or touch, but everyone in the room can feel it. It's almost as if these people are connected to an invisible truth, something that resonates with the most fundamental aspects of reality. This force is so enveloping that it seems to mold the environment around them, evoking an immediate emotional response in others. The impact of this energy goes far beyond a mere sense of respect or curiosity. It provokes something more primal, more visceral. It's as if the essence of the chosen ones acts as a mirror, reflecting not only the surface, but the emotional and spiritual depths of each person around them. This intensity can bring out both inspiring and uncomfortable aspects, and often those around them are not prepared to handle what they see reflected. While common charisma is something that sparks interest and pleases on a superficial level, the presence of the chosen ones triggers a more complex reaction. Superficial charisma may entertain, but the magnetic depth of these individuals demands introspection. Their energy confronts insecurities, challenges superficiality, and provokes internal questioning. Those in their presence often feel an inexplicable attraction, a curiosity that compels them to get closer, but at the same time, this intensity can create discomfort, leading to an instinctive withdrawal. This paradox, being both attractive and unsettling, is what defines the silent impact of the chosen ones. Those who can withstand the intensity stay. Those who are not ready to face their vulnerability step back. Without saying anything, without acting ostentatiously, the chosen ones challenge, inspire, and often isolate themselves because of their own energy. This isolation, born from the intensity of the chosen one's presence, is just the beginning of a deeper journey, where inner strength must be balanced with the solitude it brings. The field of isolation around the chosen ones is often created not by choice, but as a natural consequence of their depth. What makes this so intriguing is that the intensity with which these people exist directly affects social dynamics. This intensity acts as a mirror, revealing hidden aspects of those around them. It's as if the presence of the chosen ones exposes the deepest, most vulnerable, and insecure parts of each person. Without even trying, they make others look inside themselves, something that not everyone is willing or ready to do. And so, what could be a potential connection quickly turns into a barrier. People feel disarmed, vulnerable, as if they are facing a truth they do not know how to handle. This mirror effect is inevitable. The authenticity of the chosen ones is a silent invitation for others to confront their own truths, fears, and flaws. However, this involuntary exposure can be uncomfortable for many. Instead of seeking this introspection, it's common for people to prefer distancing themselves, maintaining a safe, emotional, and physical distance. In dealing with this energy, many choose avoidance. They withdraw, avoid eye contact, change the subject, and shy away from deeper connections because the presence of the chosen ones does not allow for superficiality. Everything around them is intensified. This process creates a peculiar social dynamic. Although the chosen ones attract attention, they are simultaneously isolated, surrounded by people, but never fully connected. They can be in the middle of a crowd, but their interactions tend to remain on the surface, as if an invisible wall exists between them and others. And even if they do not verbally express this barrier, it is felt. The authenticity and depth of the chosen ones are like a beacon, and for many, that light is too intense to face directly. People often avoid prolonged or intimate interactions, opting for trivial conversations or mere formalities. This can be interpreted as disinterest or fear. After all, the unknown, that which challenges the comfort zone, is often avoided. These behaviors, these reactions of retreat and distance, only increase the sense of isolation for the chosen ones. Their intensity puts them in a position where few dare to stay. Their journey is, therefore, marked by this paradoxical loneliness. They have an energy that attracts, but also isolates. The powerful presence they carry, while a blessing, often turns them into solitary figures amidst a crowd. Loneliness, which at first glance seems like a negative consequence of the chosen one's intensity, actually hides a profound path of personal transformation. When the distance from others becomes inevitable, either through others' choices or the energy they carry, the chosen ones turn inward, exploring an internal universe that many are unaware of. It is in this space, where the noise of the outside world dissolves, that true personal growth occurs. And this loneliness is, for the chosen ones, an invitation to introspection. Without the distractions of superficial interactions, they find the opportunity to dive into their own essence, facing their rawest truths and deepest feelings. In this process of self-exploration, they begin to see loneliness not as a burden, but as fertile ground where their roots can deepen. What once seemed like a place of escape transforms into a sanctuary of growth. The difference between loneliness as an escape and as an opportunity for development is subtle but essential. For some, loneliness can be a way to avoid the world, to hide from pain and challenges. But for the chosen ones, loneliness is not a way to escape, but to confront themselves, their truths, and their complexities. In this state of separation, they do not close themselves off from the world, but open up to a deeper version of themselves, connecting with an inner wisdom that can only be accessed when external noise is silenced. It is in this silence that the strength of the chosen ones is refined. Far from interactions that could dissipate their energy, they cultivate an even more powerful presence, fueled by the clarity and understanding that comes from introspection. It's like a tool for refinement. It is in isolation that their qualities are tested, polished, and eventually enhanced. Every moment spent alone is an opportunity to grow emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. That is why the chosen ones do not fear solitude. On the contrary, they embrace it as a fundamental part of their journey. And when they accept isolation, they connect with an inner strength that transcends the need for external approval. The authenticity that makes them magnetic to others is the same authenticity that, in solitude, is refined, allowing them to return to the world even more whole and convinced of their mission. This inner journey is both a test and a blessing. It is a test because it requires the chosen ones to deal with their deepest feelings without the distractions the world usually offers. And it is a blessing because, in this space of silence, they find a clarity that few can reach. In solitude, what once seemed like a weakness, being isolated, turns into a personal strength that few have the opportunity to develop. And with each moment of introspection, the chosen one comes closer to themselves, revealing layers of wisdom and resilience that, without solitude, would have remained dormant. The inner journey, though silent, is one of the most powerful personal transformation tools they possess. So, the journey of the chosen ones, marked by an intensity that often pushes others away, eventually transforms into something deeper, a conscious choice. Contrary to what many may think, the loneliness they experience is not always an imposed burden. Over time, they learn that this isolation can be a powerful tool, an active decision to preserve their essence and authenticity. Instead of fighting the distance that society places between them, the chosen ones often choose to embrace it. Loneliness becomes not a punishment, but a refuge chosen deliberately. This conscious choice to remain alone when necessary allows them to keep their authenticity intact. In a world where superficiality and social expectations often corrupt the essence of people, the chosen ones understand that their true strength comes from preserving who they really are. By distancing themselves from external noise, they protect their energy, preventing it from being diluted by trivial and meaningless interactions. They recognize that to maintain their depth, they must allow themselves moments of solitude, where their essence remains pure and uncontaminated by external influences. It is in this space of solitude that creativity flourishes. Far from the distractions of others' expectations, the chosen ones connect deeply with their inner selves. This is where the most authentic ideas emerge, where creative thinking expands, and where introspection leads to transformative insights. What might seem like emptiness to many is, for them, fertile ground where new ways of seeing the world are born. Solitude becomes a space of internal innovation, where every thought and feeling is explored and deepened. This difference between forced loneliness and voluntary solitude is crucial. When loneliness is forced, it can be painful, perceived as rejection or abandonment. The feeling of being isolated against one's will creates a void that is hard to fill. But when the chosen ones make the conscious decision to seek solitude, this perception changes completely. They realize that by choosing solitude, they are taking control of their narrative. The distance from others is no longer a punishment, but an opportunity to find clarity, resilience, and personal growth. Voluntary solitude thus becomes an act of empowerment. Instead of feeling pushed away or forgotten, the chosen ones begin to see this time alone as a chance to strengthen their spirit and mind. They understand that to maintain the depth that distinguishes them, it is necessary to choose intentional moments of isolation where the focus is entirely inward. This conscious choice redefines the meaning of isolation, transforming it into an active process of growth and self-care. And when they choose this path, they find freedom, the freedom to be who they really are, to maintain their ideas, their visions, and their energy without the need to conform or adapt to what the world around them expects. So, Understand that the refuge of solitude is not necessarily a weakness, but a sign of strength, a demonstration of courage to face the deepest truths, and from them emerge even more connected to their essence. Despite the isolated nature of the chosen one's journey, there are moments when they find individuals who resonate on the same frequency. These connections, though rare, are deep and meaningful. Unlike superficial interactions, where the number of relationships seems to be the goal, the chosen ones seek quality. They recognize that it is much more valuable to have few, but true connections than countless interactions that merely scratch the surface. These relationships, built on authenticity and mutual understanding, have a profound impact on the chosen one's lives. The selectiveness in their friendships is not a form of exclusion, but rather a way to preserve their energy and essence. Surrounding themselves with people who understand and accept their intensity allows the chosen ones to maintain their authenticity intact, without the need to dilute themselves to fit into social norms. These connections strengthen the inner force of the chosen ones. They provide emotional support without requiring them to compromise who they truly are. Instead of feeling burdened by social expectations, the chosen ones find in their true connections a source of balance. In these relationships, they do not need to hide their intensity. On the contrary, they are encouraged to shine even brighter. This reciprocity creates a cycle of support and understanding, where authenticity is not only accepted, but celebrated. With these few yet deep connections, the chosen ones feel less lonely and, at the same time, stronger. The depth of these bonds provides them with the emotional foundation they need to continue their journey, knowing that even amidst loneliness, there are those who truly understand and accept them completely. And with this, the intensity of the chosen ones creates a unique duality in those around them: attraction and fear. Their presence, filled with authenticity and depth, naturally attracts those who seek something beyond superficial interactions. But at the same time, this very intensity provokes fear, as it forces others to confront their own vulnerabilities. Standing before someone who does not hide behind social masks is unsettling for many, and this creates a paradox. The attraction arises from the authenticity of the chosen ones, which awakens in others a desire for something deeper and truer. But as we discussed before, this authenticity also acts as a mirror, reflecting unresolved insecurities and truths, causing many to retreat. And this is where fear arises. And this fear of confronting hidden aspects of oneself, awakened by the intensity of the chosen ones, creates an invisible barrier. For the chosen ones, navigating this paradox is a constant challenge. They are drawn to people, but often see them pull away when their vulnerabilities are exposed. This relationship between attraction and fear is part of their social interactions, where they often have to balance their authenticity without diluting their essence, allowing those around them to decide if they are ready to approach or prefer to distance themselves. Finally, turning solitude into personal growth begins with cultivating hobbies and activities that nourish creativity and self-awareness. Engaging in practices such as meditation, reflective writing, or any form of art allows them to channel this internal energy productively. In addition to these practices, mindfulness offers a space of mental clarity. By focusing on the present and calming the mind, the chosen ones find balance, allowing solitude to become a place of rest and regeneration rather than being perceived as punishment or emptiness. Accepting solitude as part of their path does not mean abandoning the pursuit of connections. On the contrary, it means balancing time alone with cultivating meaningful relationships. By preserving their authenticity and carefully choosing with whom to connect, the chosen ones find a way to keep their essence intact without compromising their depth. These moments of solitude not only provide clarity, but also serve as a foundation for the chosen ones to face the world with more strength and resilience, knowing that even when alone, they are connected to something much greater within themselves. Thank you for embarking on this journey with me. If this video resonated with you, I invite you to like and subscribe to our channel. Share this video with others so they can benefit from this message. And don't forget to leave a comment below sharing your thoughts, reflections, and experiences. Thanks again for watching and for joining me. Take care and see you soon.